Om Shanti. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. So we listen to Baba's Murli for 10th March 25. The essence is, sweet children, you have to study and teach human beings this education for becoming deities. Show everyone the path to the land of peace and the land of happiness. So you have to study and teach human beings this education for becoming deities. Show everyone the path to the land of peace and land of happiness. That means show everyone the path home, land of peace, and land of happiness is Satyug, golden age. Question: what are the signs of Satopradhan effort makers? So yesterday Baba spoke about intense effort makers, and today Satopradhan effort makers. Answer: they make others equal to themselves. They continue to benefit many. They fill their aprons with the wealth of this knowledge and donate it. They claim the inheritance for 21 births and also enable others to claim it. So the difference between an intense effort maker and Satopradhan effort maker. Yesterday Baba said intense effort maker is someone who puts full stop to the past, who values time, who doesn't waste any time at every moment. So an intense effort maker is someone who pays attention, who has the awareness, who keeps paying attention. A Satupradhan effort maker is someone who is not just making effort for the self, but through the effort that one has made for the self, they are helping others. So Baba says that Satupradhan effort makers are those who make others equal to themselves. They are those who fill the aprons of others with this wealth of knowledge. They enable others to claim the inheritance. So these are Satopradhan effort makers. The song is Salutations to Shiv. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti. You are sitting directly in front of the one whom the devotees praise. Shiv Baba has come. Devotees are still praising, singing the praise of the one by saying Om Namah Shivaya or chanting Om Namah Shivaya. And here Baba says that I am present in front of you. Therefore, you should have so much happiness. You say to him salutations to Shiv. However, you don't have to pay him any homage. Children remember their father, they don't pay homage to him. Baba saying, have a relationship with me. You don't need to sing my praise, you don't need to chant mantra or pay any homage to me. That one is also the father. You receive the inheritance from him. You don't pay homage to him, you remember him. The soul in the body remembers him. The Father has taken this body on loan. He shows us the way to claim the unlimited inheritance from the Father. You also know very well that the Golden Age is a land of happiness, and that the place where souls reside is called the land of peace. It is in your intellects we are the residents of the land of peace. This Iron Age is definitely called a land of sorrow. You know that we souls are now studying to go to heaven, to become deities from human beings. Lakshmi and Narayan are deities. You have to become deities from human beings for the new world. You are studying with the Father. So Baba is teaching us to make us worthy of going into the new world. Because the new world will come. Baba had said once that the world will transform, Satyug will come. Now it's up to you whether you want to make the effort to go there. So Baba is making us worthy. He's reminding us every day that we have to make effort to go to the new world, to become a deity. So one thought that I could keep telling myself is I am a deity in action. I am a deity in action. I'm an angel in action. So automatically, my thoughts, my words, my behavior, my actions, it will become like an angel or a deity. So Lakshmi and Narayan are deities. You have to become deities from human beings for that new world. You are studying with the Father. Each one studies to a different extent. The efforts some of you make are very intense, whereas the efforts of others are slack. Those who are Satopradhan effort makers enable others to make effort number wise in order to make them equal to themselves. They bring benefit to many. To the extent that you fill your aprons with this wealth and donate it, so there will accordingly be that much benefit. So a Satopradhan effort maker is someone who has filled their apron. They are full, and that's how they can bring benefit to others. Human beings make donations, then in their next birth, they receive the return of that for a short time. In that too, there is a little happiness, and the rest is sorrow, and only sorrow. Sometimes when people experience happiness or some good things happen, they will say they will say that I don't know what good karma I did. Was it in my previous birth, or what good karma I did that I got such good children, or I received this. So people understand that it is the return of karma. So even if I make some donation, I make people happy, I'm performing some charitable actions, I will get the return of that. But again, Baba is saying that all that seva is on a physical level. And Baba is talking about serving the soul. What can I do to serve the soul, to help them recognize their true potential? So you, however, receive the happiness of heaven for 21 births. Look how different the happiness of heaven is from this sorrow. You receive unlimited happiness in heaven from the unlimited Father. People donate money and perform acts of charity in the name of God. That is indirect. You are now directly in front of Him. The Father now sits here and explains. On the path of devotion, if devotions and charity are carried out by people in the name of God, they then receive the return of that in their next birth. If someone does something good, he receives a good return. If someone does something bad or commits sin, etc., he receives the return of that accordingly. Here in the Iron Age, sins continue to be committed. Charity is not performed at all. Charity, in Hindi, it's called punya. So, charity is not performed. So, even if people are donating, they are donating because they have the wish to donate, but also they know it's not selfless. Many a times Baba says that sometimes people make donations, but it's not selfless. There is some selfish reason behind it. Uh, but here Baba is talking about law of karma and reminding us that how we need to make selfless donations, selfless seva. So at the most, happiness is received temporarily. So even if, say, we go to an old age home or we go to an orphanage and we are giving them food or clothes or, bed sheets and all that, that happiness is temporary. But if we explain to them that they are soul, who God is, they can connect to God, recharge themselves. Now that is a more permanent seva. So it's like, taking the horse to the water, to the well to drink water, and then showing the horse the direction. The horse will automatically go. So Baba says, however, you become constantly happy for your future 21 births in golden age. When we do service now. Its name is the land of happiness. You can write in the exhibitions that this is the path to the land of peace and land of happiness. This is an easy path to go to the land of peace and the land of happiness. It is now the Iron Age. This is an easy road for going from Iron Age to Golden Age, going from impure world to pure world without spending a shell. Human beings will then understand. Because they have stone intellects, the Father makes it very easy for you to explain to them. Its name, after all, is Easy Raj Yoga, easy knowledge. The Father makes you children so sensible. Yesterday, Baba said, to be knowledgeful means to be sensible and use that knowledge by being Trikaldarshi, by knowing the past, present, and future. Apply this knowledge and be sensible. Lakshmi and Narayan are sensible. Many things have been written about Sri Krishna, but they are false allegations. They have stories about Sri Krishna, no? Stealing butter from people's homes, right? It's like stealing clothes of the mothers or gopis who were bathing, right? Um, there were like so many princesses, right? He just abducted 16,000 or some princesses. So all these are stories, these are allegations. So Krishna said, Ma, I didn't eat the butter. They don't even understand the meaning of I didn't eat the butter. Then who did? Then who did? Every time there's stories, right? When Krishna was caught and he would say, Ma, I didn't eat the butter. Huh? So who did? So the meaning of this is that when the world is going through the entire transformation that happens. Baba says when two monkeys fight, uh sorry, when two cats fight, the monkey takes the butter, right? So what does it mean? Is that not literally eating the butter, but what it means is that when two countries are fighting or when two people are fighting, the sensible one will take the benefit from that. So Baba says that a child is fed milk. Would a child eat butter or would he drink milk? And that's why in Golden Age it is said that there are rivers of milk. That means there's so much abundance. huh? So all of those things that they have portrayed, such as breaking the butter pot, etc., there is no such thing. Krishna doesn't do any of these things in Golden Age. He is, after all, the first prince of heaven. Praise is only of one Shiv Baba. No one else in the world is praised. At this time, everyone is impure, but there is also praise of the path of devotion. The rosary of devotees is remembered. Among the females, Meera is famous. Among the males, mainly Narad has been remembered. You know that one is the rosary of devotees and that the other one is the rosary of this knowledge. So even though Meera was madly in love with Krishna, but Baba says that she was a devotee. Narad keeps chanting Narayan, Narayan, but again, a devotee. And they don't have knowledge. So Baba says that there's a rosary of the devotees and there's rosary of this knowledge. From the rosary of devotees, they become part of the rosary of Rudra. Then the rosary of Vishnu is created from the rosary of Rudra. So Rudra is another name for Shiv. So we all belong in this rosary of Rudra because we are all, as souls, we are children of Shiv Baba. So we all are in the rosary of Rudra. Rosary of Vishnu. Vishnu, remember, is a combined form of Lakshmi and Narayan. So the rosary of Vishnu is the rosary in Golden Age. So From rosary of devotees, they come into rosary of Rudra, that is belonging to the one, recognizing that I am God's child, and then coming into rosary of Vishnu. So the rosary of Rudra is of the confluence age. This secret is in the intellects of you children. The Father sits directly in front of you and explains all of these things. Now, why the rosary? The rosary is remembered. It's like a memorial. So Baba says that because we belong to God at this time of confluence age, we become part of this, we become like a bead of the rosary, who is then worshipped or who is then like chanted uh, in devotion. So people, when they say Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, they are, moving the beads of the rosary. So Baba says that, then you become that bead through which they are connecting to God. So that's what a rosary means. So when you sit directly in front of Baba, you should have goosebumps. Oh, my hundredfold fortune. From being 100% unfortunate, we become 100 times fortunate. Kumaris have not experienced the sword of lust. The father says that is the sword of lust. This knowledge is also called a sword. The father has said weapons of this knowledge have been shown on the goddesses as physical weapons. They show goddesses with so many weapons, right? They have the chakra, they have the sword, they have the trishul, the trident, right? So all of these are, they have the conch shell. So all of these actually symbolize knowledge. So those are violent things. Human beings don't know what the discus of self-realization is. So it's not that chakra, but it is the discus of self-realization. By portraying Sri Krishna in the scriptures with the discus of self-realization, they have shown violence and only violence. In fact, it is a matter of this knowledge. You have now become spinners of discus of self-realization. So we don't carry this discus, right? The physical weapon, that discus of violence, but inside I'm spinning the discus of self-realization. Who am I? What am I becoming? Where am I going? Who do I belong to? They have shown that as a thing of violence. You children have now received knowledge of yourselves, that is, of the cycle. Baba says you are the mouth-born children of Brahma, the decoration of the Brahmin clan, and the spinners of discus of self-realization. Only you understand the meaning of this. You have this knowledge of 84 births and the world cycle. Initially, in the Golden Age, there is the Sun Dynasty religion, then the Moon Dynasty. Both of them together are called heaven. Amongst you, all of these things are number wise in each one's intellect. Baba has taught you, and you have studied and become clever. In the same way, you now have to bring benefit to others. You have to become spinners of discus of self realization. Until you become the mouth born progeny of Brahma, how can you claim the inheritance from Shiv Baba? So I first have to become the mouth born progeny of Brahma. Why? Because it is through the mouth of Brahma that Shiv Baba speaks this knowledge. So unless I become Brahma Kumar, I cannot belong to Shiv Baba. You have now become Brahmins. You shouldn't forget that you are claiming the inheritance from Shiv Baba. Baba talks about the worldly Brahmins, people who are born into the Brahmin family. And why Brahmins? Brahmins were considered top notch, right? Brahmins are considered wise, right? They are intellectual, or Brahmins, right? Because they have knowledge of the scriptures, they've studied the scriptures, and that's why you see in the temples, or when you call them for any puja or any, any prayers and gatherings, or any, you know, satsangs, the Brahmins are the ones who read the scriptures, who chant the mantras, who perform the devotion, who perform the prayers and all of that. Why? Because we accepted that they are high. Now, the worldly Brahmins, because they are born in that family, they are considered Brahmins, top. But are they really that? There are so many Brahmins who are born in that family, but they drink alcohol and right, they eat meat and all of that. So are they truly Brahmins? Do they remain pure? So Baba says they are Brahmins just by name because they are born in that family. But when Baba calls us as Brahmins, he calls us Brahmins as children belonging, our children of Brahma, and we Brahmins remain pure, are very mindful of what we eat. We don't memorize the scriptures, but we have this knowledge. We understand the knowledge of who we are. We understand the knowledge of this world. We are connected to God directly. So Baba says, note down these points. This ladder is of 84 birds. It is easy to come down a ladder. When they climb stairs, look how they climb with one hand pressed on their back at the waist. However, there is also a lift. Baba now comes to give you a lift. The ascending stage is attained in a second. You children should have the happiness that it is now our ascending stage. We have found our most beloved Baba. There can be nothing as lovely as he is. Sages and sannyasis, etc., however, whoever they all remember the one beloved. All are his lovers, but who is he? They understand nothing of this. So today could be a very good practice of making God as my lover, as my beloved. I am the lover, he's my beloved. So they just say he is omnipresent. You know that Shiv Baba is now teaching us through this one. Shiv Baba doesn't have a body of his own. He's the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul means God, whose name is Shiv. Each soul has a separate name for his body. There's only the one Supreme Soul who is called Shiv. Human beings have given him many different names. They have built a variety of temples to him. You now understand the meaning of that. In Bombay, there is a temple to Babulnath, the Lord of Thorns. There's a temple of Shiv called Babulnath, the one who converts all thorns into flowers. Hmm. So at this time, he changes you into flowers from thorns. You become the masters of the world. So the first main thing is the Father of souls is one. We call him by different names. No? There are temples built to Shiv, huh? Amarnath, Babulnath, Kedarnath, or so many temples. Huh? But Baba says these temples are built, the names are given based on the actions that I have performed. But my name is Shiv, and we call Baba. Baba is the father because relationship. So Baba says it is only from him that the people of Bharat receive this inheritance. Not people of Bharat meaning people of India at this time, but people of original Bharat. When the world was heaven, the land was called Bharat. So Baba refers to them as people of Bharat. Lakshmi and Narayan are the masters of Bharat. They are not from China. If they were from China, their features would be different. They belong to Bharat. Initially, souls are beautiful and then they become ugly. Alloy is mixed into souls, they become ugly. The example is about them. A buzzing moth changes an ant and makes it equal to itself. What do sannyasis change? They make those who wear white clothes wear saffron clothes and shave their heads. You, however, take this knowledge. You will become as beautiful as Lakshmi and Narayan. So here, Baba says that you don't have to change your clothes or wear only white clothes, and you can wear colored clothes, but it's more about what awareness, right, am I carrying? If you think that wearing white will help you, okay. If you think wearing the badge will keep that awareness for you, okay. Hmm. So it's up to you. How do you want to remember Baba? How can I remember Baba more and more? So you will become as beautiful as Lakshmi and Narayan. Even nature is now Tamo Pradhan, that is impure. This earth is also Tamo Pradhan. It causes damage. There are storms in the sky. They cause so much damage. Calamities and upheavals continue to take place. In this world now, there is supreme sorrow. There will be supreme happiness in Golden Age. The Father takes you from supreme sorrow to supreme happiness. Destruction of this world takes place, and then everything becomes Satupradhan. Now make effort and claim as much of the inheritance that you want to claim from the Father. The only method to claim is remembrance. Otherwise, you will have to repent at the end. Baba came, but we didn't do anything. It is written, when the haystack is set ablaze, they will wake up from the sleep of Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is again a memorial in the scripture, uh, who was known for sleeping. He could sleep for so many years, and he would only wake up, eat, and then go back to sleep again, for so many years. So when Baba says Kumbhakarna is people who are sleeping in the sleep of ignorance. So they are Kumbhakarna. So sometimes there needs to be like a shock, or there has to be, like destruction that will happen. Only then will people realize that, oh, right, what is happening? This is really happening. They will then cry out in despair and die. After the cries of despair, there will be cries of victory. There's despair in the Iron Age. They continue to kill each other. Many will die. After the Iron Age, it will then definitely be Golden Age. Between them, there is this confluence age. So between the Iron Age and Golden Age, there is this little confluence age. So the world is still in Iron Age, but we have stepped into confluence age, where we understand who God is, we connect, remember, and claim our inheritance. This is called the auspicious confluence age. The Father shows you a good way to become Satopradhan from Tamopradhan. He says, just remember me. You are not to do anything else. You children don't even need to bow your heads, etc. now. If someone puts his palms together in front of Baba, Baba says, neither do you, a soul, have hands, nor does the Father. So to whom are you putting your palms together? People do like this and say, Om Shanti. So Baba would say, you're joining your palms. To who? The soul is a soul. The soul doesn't have any hands. We do this so that we have been told that this is a form of respect. But Baba says, forget about touching feet or bowing down. Baba would not even allow people to do this. He would say, no need, just say Om Shanti. Stabilize yourself as a soul and say Om Shanti. There shouldn't be a single sign of iron-aged path of devotion. Oh soul, why do you put your palms together? Just remember me, the Father. Remembrance does not mean putting your palms together. Human beings will even put their palms together to the sun. Some also put their palms together to a Mahatma. You don't need to put your palms together. This is the body that I have taken on loan. So Baba says, even when you see Brahma, you don't need to do this. It's a sign of devotion. Baba says, I have taken this body on loan. If someone puts his palm together to you, you have to put your palms together to him in return. You don't just sit like that and bless. You do the same thing. So you have to understand this. I am a soul. I have to become free from the bondage of this body. We are now to return home. It is as though there is distaste for this body. This old body has to be discarded, just like in the example of a snake. Even a buzzing moth has enough sense to make ants into buzzing moths. You children have to remove those who are floundering in the ocean of vices and take them into the ocean of milk. The Father now says, let go. Let's go to the land of peace. Human beings beat their heads so much for peace. Sannyasis don't receive the liberation in life of heaven. That's why they say heaven or happiness in the world is like droppings of a crow because they have not experienced the happiness of golden age. Sannyasis only come about 2500 years ago. So they have missed the good part of golden and silver age. Yes, they do receive liberation. They are freed from sorrow and they go and sit in land of peace. Souls initially go down into liberation in life, then later on, they enter lives of bondage. Souls are satopradhan and then they come down the ladder. So when they begin, they are satopradhan and then they start coming down. At first, they experience happiness, then while descending, they have to become tamopradhan. Now, once again, the Father has come to take everyone back home. The Father says, remember me and you will become pure. The Father has explained when human beings leave their bodies, they suffer a great deal of difficulty because they have to experience punishment. For example, they sacrifice themselves on the sword at Kashi because they have heard that by sacrificing oneself to Shiv, one receives liberation. So there used to be a well in Kashi. There's the famous Kashi Vishwanath temple, the Lord of the world, which is a temple of Shiv in a place, in a town called Kashi in India. And there used to be a well, and in that well, there used to be swords. So it was believed that someone who sacrifices their life to Shiv attains liberation. So people would jump into that well and sacrifice their life. They would say Om Namah Shiva and jump and sacrifice their life to Shiv. Um, so they would think that, oh, I'm going to attain liberation. So Baba says no one attains liberation by sacrificing their lives in this way. You know? Baba has said that when they do something like this, okay, their karmic accounts are just settled. It becomes like a clean slate, but nobody attains liberation. We attain liberation by sacrificing my life to Shiv in this way, where I'm living, but I make Shiv Baba as my beloved. My life belongs to Shiv Baba. Every action that I perform is for Shiv Baba. So that's how we sacrifice. So you sacrifice yourselves now. So these aspects then also continue on the path of devotion. They go and sacrifice themselves to Shiv. The Father now explains, no one can return home yet. Yes, they do sacrifice themselves such that their sins are cut away. Then their accounts begin again new. You know, you now know this world cycle. At this time, it is everyone's descending stage. So everyone is going down. The Father says, I come and bestow salvation on everyone. So even though everyone is going down, but we are in the lift going. Excuse me. So we are in the lift going up with Baba. I take everyone back home. However, I wouldn't take anyone impure back with me. Therefore, you become pure, so that your lamp can be ignited. At the time of a wedding, they ignite a light in a pot and place it on the head of the bride. This custom only exists in Bharat. It is not lit and placed on the head of the groom because it is said of the husband that he is her God. How would you then ignite a light on God? The Father explains, my light is already ignited. I ignite your light. So that custom of igniting that light and putting it, the lamp and putting it on the head of the bride is like igniting the soul, enlightening the soul. That, okay, now consider your husband to be your God. Right? It's a new life for you. So in the same way, Baba explains to us that when the light here is ignited, it's a new life for us where I belong to God. The Father is also called the light. The people of the Brahm Samajis believe in light. A flame is kept constantly lit. They only remember that. They only consider that to be God. Others then think that each little light, that is, each soul, will merge into the big light, that is, the Supreme Soul. There are so many opinions. The Baba says, No, no soul comes and merges into me. The soul, each soul has their own unique identity. And Baba, as the Supreme Soul, has his identity. There are so many opinions. The Father says your religion is one that gives so much happiness. In heaven, you see a lot of happiness. In the new world, you become deities. Your study is definitely for the new world. All other studies are for here. Here, you have to study and attain a status for the future. In the Gita, too, Raj Yoga was taught. Then, at the end, there was a war and nothing was left. A dog is shown with the Pandavas. So, in the story, right, when the Mahabharat war ended and the Pandavas became victorious, they had their kingdom, they ruled for some time, and then suddenly all of them um, grew old and there was a distaste. So, all of them decided to climb the mountain, right, to leave their kingdoms, and they were climbing the mountain. And then there was a dog that was following them. So, uh, now the father says, I make you into gods and goddesses. So, what does the god symbolize? The dog symbolizes um, our sanskars, our karma. Whatever I do, it will follow me. Even if I go on the mountain or wherever I go, it will follow me. Now the father says, I make you into gods and goddesses. Here, there are human beings who cause many different types of sorrow. By using the sword of lust, one experiences so much sorrow. So, you children should now have the happiness that the unlimited Father, the ocean of knowledge, is teaching us. He is the most beloved of all beloveds. We lovers remember him for half a cycle. You have continued to remember him. The Father says, now that I have come, follow my directions. Consider yourselves to be souls and remember me, the Father, and no one else. Without you having remembrance of me, your sins will not be burnt away. Continue to ask the surgeon for advice about everything. So, Shiv Baba is the supreme surgeon also today. Baba will advise you. Fulfill your responsibilities in this way. If you follow advice, you will receive multi millions at every step. When you follow advice, your responsibility finishes. Then it is Baba's responsibility. Acha? To you, the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to you, spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharna. In order to claim your inheritance of unlimited happiness from the unlimited Father, make donations and perform charity in the name of God directly. So again, people on path of devotion, they write checks or they perform charity and they say this is in the name of God. But is it really in the name of God? Is it really helping God's task? There are so many middlemen who take, it doesn't even reach, or even if it reaches, what portion of it reaches? There are so many overhead expenses, so many other things that happen um, in the process, right? So here Baba says donate in the name of God. So donate this knowledge. Donating this knowledge is the biggest donation. So donate this knowledge because this is godly knowledge. Fill your apron with the wealth of this knowledge and donate it to everyone. At this auspicious confluence age, liberate yourself from all bondage and become liberated in life. Be like a buzzing moth and do the service of making others equal to yourself. Blessing. May you constantly be powerful by experiencing all attainments and so become an embodiment of success. May you be constantly powerful by experiencing all attainments and so become an embodiment of success. Those who are images of all attainments are powerful. Only such powerful souls who experience all attainments can become embodiments of success. So if you remember yesterday's Sunday's Murli, Baba talked about all the different attainments that we have and the different treasures that we receive at this time. Hmm. So if I'm full of all the treasures, then I'm powerful and I become an embodiment of success. Souls of the world are now wondering where the souls are who are master bestowers of happiness and peace. When you have a stock of all powers, you will be able to make everyone content. Because now I don't want from anybody, I can give. Nowadays, you are able to obtain everything from one store. So you have to become the same. Let it not be that someone has the power to tolerate but not power to face. You need to have a stock of all the powers and virtues, for only then will you be able to become an embodiment of success. So, becoming full of all attainments. It's like a one stop shop. So, we become this one stop shop where I become full of all attainments. And then I can give to others because when I'm full and I don't need anything from anyone, I can give. Slogan: the codes of conduct are the steps of Brahmin life. The Maryadas are the steps of Brahmin life. To place your steps in the Father's steps means to move closer to your destination. That's why the Brahmin Maryadas are really elevated. The Maryadas of Brahmacharya, the Maryada of pure diet, the Maryada of um, having a proper code of behavior, right? Using divine virtues, right? Keeping what company am I keeping? So all these are our Brahmin Maryadas. And Baba says, if I keep my footstep on these Maryadas, then I move closer to my destination. Om Shanti. So today's Avyak signal. What is this Avyak signal? Um, these are points from Avyak Murlis. So Avyak Murlis, when Brahma Baba became Avyak, became an angel. So when Bab Dada started coming in Dadi Gulzar, and the Murlis that we read on Sundays are Avyak Murlis. So you see those Murlis are different. Baba would take one topic, one subject, and would go into the depth of that. So that's how Avyak Murlis were. So these Avyak signals are actually points from Avyak Murlis on one particular topic. So for a month, we focus on one particular practice point. So this month's practice point is adopt the culture of truth and good manners. So all these points that we read every day, the Avyak signal, are signals from Babdada in the Avyak Murlis, which will help us align to have good manners. And how can I create a culture of truth? So nowadays, some children speak a special language. They say that they can't bear to see or hear anything false. I don't like anything false. That is why when they see or hear something untrue, they become very forceful. They become angry. However, if the other person is false, but you become forceful on seeing that falseness, then your force too is not true. In order to finish any type of falsehood, imbibe the power of truth within yourself. Stabilize in your true form. Getting angry, hmm, of getting irritated, saying that I don't like anything false, but then I'm living a life of falsehood where I'm not even true to myself. I'm not even true to who I am. So Baba says, become true to who you are. Cha? Om Shanti. So today's Murli, lot of new knowledge points, I'm sure, but also relationship with Baba. Baba is the only true beloved. I'm a lover of that beloved. I belong to that beloved. And Baba is the supreme surgeon. When you go for a surgery, you tell the surgeon everything. You can't hide anything from the surgeon, right? Because he's the one who's going to cure you. So nowadays, they run all these tests and everything, and they come to know, okay, this is something that I need to fix. But I need to talk about my symptoms too. How will the surgeon know? So Baba, as the supreme surgeon, I openly discuss with Baba. I tell Baba, what am I feeling? What am I going through? what are my symptoms? What are the things that make me upset, that make me irritated, that cause me sorrow? What is all of that? And then stay with the Supreme Surgeon and heal yourself. And then let just be, and the surgeon heals you. So Baba is the Supreme Surgeon. And today Baba is talking about the true donation of this knowledge. Donate this knowledge. Baba talked about uh, law of karma today. Whatever I give, it will come back. So people perform charity in the form of physical charity. And the easiest form of performing a good action is charity or donation. It's very easy. But to transform the self so that I can help others transform, now that's charity on a different level. And Baba is giving us the power to perform that charity. That is the charity that Baba wants us to perform. Don't just keep giving physical things. Sometimes, especially in India, there are a lot of beggars, right? And people give the beggar. They think, oh, chalo, good karma. Let me give the beggar. Now, what the beggar does with that money is a part of my karmic account too, because I gave it. So these are very, very subtle uh, points about karma, about what charity is. So the biggest charity is donating this knowledge, but I can only donate when I am full, when I am imbibing it, when I am sensible, when I have, um, belong to God, when my life belongs to God, when I'm practicing what Baba is telling us, when I am following the Maryadas, then every word that I speak will have power. I will become a powerful soul. So let's remember Baba. Let's connect to the Supreme Surgeon. I, the soul, God's child, at this time of conference age, it is my fortune that I am studying from God Himself. The Supreme Soul is my Father, and I belong to Him. I claim my inheritance from my Father. Baba is the Supreme Surgeon, is aware of my defects and weaknesses, is aware of the illnesses that I have, the disease in the soul in the form of vices. I remain honest and transparent with Baba. And share my disease, the disease that I, the soul, have been carrying with me. I'm in the presence, in the company of God, my Father, who through His pure divine love removes all my defects and diseases. I, the soul, become healthy, I become full of all attainments. I become powerful. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. May you be powerful. So have a great day with Baba. I'll see you tomorrow. Om Shanti.